Hi everyone, welcome to another quick session. In this session, we will discuss a few more topics under testing and maintenance. Testing validates the disaster recovery plan actually works. Maintenance ensures the plan stays current and accurate. For the CISSP exam, we need to know the types of disaster recovery tests which are commonly asked. So these all types which we are going to discuss, they are commonly asked in the CISSP exam. Number one, a read-through test, least effort. Here uh, we do not need to do much effort. Team reads the DRP, disaster recovery plan. No simulation, no actual action, only checking for accuracy. For example, managers read the DRP binder and note outdated phone numbers. CISSP exam tip, read through, review only, lowest cost, no execution. The next one is structured walkthrough. Structured walkthrough, also called tabletop exercise. Team role plays a disaster scenario held in a conference room. Everyone discusses their roles and responsibilities. Team discusses what to do in a fire scenario, for example. So structured walkthrough, tabletop exercise, those terms can be used interchangeably. So these uh, both types are same, right? If we see question in the CISSP exam, if they talk about tabletop exercise or structured walkthrough, it is the same thing. So no difference. Here, team role plays a disaster scenario held in conference room or in the meeting room. Everyone discuss their roles and responsibility if there is a disaster. So the responsibilities are discussed, or let's say we can also discuss who is responsible for what during the disaster. We can also say kind of role assignment. Simulation testing, a disaster is simulated in a controlled environment, does not affect production. Test how systems and teams respond. For example, simulated data center outage to test response procedure. Simulation hands-on testing, but still not touching a production. So we simulate the same environment or infrastructure as the real one, as the production one, and test the response procedures. That is simulation testing. Parallel testing, systems are activated and at alternate site, production systems stay online. Test if alternate site can run operation. So hot site is powered on and tested while main site still runs live production. So that is a parallel testing. We replicate the same site for the testing purpose. So hot site could be a good example, right? So we powered on and we test it. So test alternate site without shutting down production. So we keep uh, production site. We don't shut down the production site. So without shutting down the production site, test alternate site. So full interruption test, production systems are shut down, organization attempts full failover to alternate site. highest cost, highest risk, most accurate. So here we completely shut down one site and switch over to the alternate site. So for example, bank shuts down main data center to test real failover capabilities. It's a high risk thing, but it's a most complete test, most accurate. So we exactly know if something goes wrong with our primary site or with the production site, and the traffic is failover via the alternate site, the secondary site, or the redundant site, then how um, things will work out. So therefore, this is an accurate test where we can completely test the full outage or the full disruption, if there is any. Lesson learned, very common uh, term we often hear in IT industry. Lesson learned, post-test meeting to review what worked and what failed, right? Update procedure, fix gaps. So this term could be used in many different scenarios. For instance, if there is an incident, security incident, and you have um, troubleshooted the incident, and after that, what lesson we learned, because lesson learning is a very important process for any use case, for any scenario, then how we can improve ourselves, how we can improve our infrastructure, thus we could avoid um, similar type of outage which we had experienced. For instance, if we have experienced how it could be avoided. So lesson learned is a very important, but in here in this context, post testing meeting to review what worked and what failed, we need to up, and then we, based on that feedback, we can update the procedure, fix gaps. Our team realizes the one vendor contact list was outdated and updates it. Stakeholder contact detail was outdated. So lesson learned, improve the DRP after every test, right? So maintenance, the last one, DRP must be regularly updated after any major change, new systems, new staff, vendor changes, new architecture. Update DRP after installing a new RP system. So maintenance ensures that DRP stays current and effective states. So now if we quickly summarize it, um, read through, review only, risk low, and read only disaster recovery plan. So we only read through it, we just review it. Walk through tabletop, it's a discussion, no action. Again, low risk, fire scenario meeting. Both are low risk, we are not going to touch any production environment. Simulation, practice in controlled environment, risk medium, uh, simulated outage. Parallel, test alternate site while primary runs, we can say medium high hot site activation. So full interruption, a shutdown production for full test, highest risk. So for instance, bank cut power or switch the traffic from one data center to another data center. So read through no action, walk through discussion only, simulation controlled environment, uh, and parallel alternate site test without shutting primary, full interruption, complete shutdown, highest risk, maintenance, DRP must be updated whenever things change. So that's it. Very important topic for the CISSP exam. Thank you so much for watching this session. If you have any question or feedback, please share in the feedback section.